Yeah, welcome to Coffee and Cannabis. I'm your host Alyza, and this is
Corey. What up?
We are back in the jungle. We're actually at Sweat. I'm sure you guys recognize, and this is going to be our last episode of the year. That is here at home in Jersey City.
Gang.
We going on the road. We're taking this show on the road. We're going to be in Vegas actually. Shout out M4MM. We're going to be doing their Dice Mixer party and actually bringing the podcast there, interviewing Roz McCartney, their veteran outreach person that they have, some special guests that we're not going to say anybody's name, but this is going to be pretty big, Corey. I'm excited.
Yeah. Shout out to MJ Biz Con.
Yeah. It's going to be
good time.
It's going to be a vibe. So if you're going to be in Vegas, we'll see you there. If I look a little low energy today, I'm sorry. I actually just got off a plane a couple hours ago. I went to Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Corey, it was cold as fuck. Like it's cold here too, but it was like really cold.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo. The weed game there is cool though. I wanted to talk to you about that. But before we get into all the things that we need to share, Corey, what we smoking on?
You are smoking on live rosin rainbow sherbet, and I'm smoking on a live resin ice runts. And
you know, the owner, she is just such a pain in the ass, so we have to smoke vapes. Roll out.
Yeah, the owner's a pain in the butt.
And coffee, you guys already know, we got some bodega coffee. It's late in the evening. So shout out our folks over there. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. The next few episodes are going to be back to back of everything that's going on in Vegas. So all of December, you'll see some pre-recorded stuff. We're going to take a little bit of a break and regroup. As you guys know, the other side is coming really, really soon. Corey, I've been away, so catch me up. What's construction looking like?
All the concrete is done. All the framing is done. 90% of the wiring is done, whether main electrical or security wiring, and pretty much all the plumbing is done too.
Okay, did they fill that hole in?
I believe so. Well, we passed the roughing, so yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
So we in there. Now it's white box and then accoutrements.
All right. So, and we got a nice little call from somebody really important at the state. So, you know, things are moving along.
It's moving.
But while we talk about states, Minnesota, so, you know, I told you I had went to that conference in Detroit and just ironically learned so much about it. And then I just had a trip that I needed to go there. So I was like, great, this is be good R&D for me to learn about what they have going on in Minnesota. So they legalize actually just in August 2023. So it's very similar to our landscape. There's like no dispensaries that you can go to. Mm-hmm. So I was a little jammed up because I thought that I was just going to be able to walk into a store over there. Mm-hmm. But ironically, even though they don't have their dispensaries up and running, they have it where if you go into any sort of a restaurant that has a bar or even like a movie theater, they have THC and CBD drinks either, you know, on tap or available in a can. And it was just so crazy to like open the menu and see all these drinks. And then at the bottom, it says non-spirits. Mm-hmm. And it's just THC on like a regular menu.
Yeah. Well, Michigan is it's really its own planet from a cannabis standpoint. Cannabis is dumb cheap in Michigan. You can find any form factor. And it's because a lot of people are really big into home growing. Mm-hmm. There, and they don't crack down on it. You know, it's allowed. So even in the legal market, it's dumb cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you want to load up on a shitload of weed for the low, go to Michigan.
But I don't know that Minnesota was like that. I don't know if they are allowing home grow.
Yeah, Minnesota though, it's just too early for Minnesota.
It is.
Yeah, it's
early.
Just way too early for Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know much about the market because it's too early.
Yeah.
I'm saying we have a year and a half on that. And, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's probably going to take, you know, a year and a half to 2 years for any of the smaller ones to open. When you called some of them, like Rise is clearly popular out there. So I called one of them to see if I can, you know, just go and buy something. And they actually have like a pre-recorded line or message that says, if you're calling for recreational sales, we will be doing them in 2025.
Yeah. Oh, so they already know. Everybody's just trying to. Yeah.
They already know. But like, how do you, it's sort of weird because when most states have flipped, or at least in Jersey's case, when they flipped, they allowed the MSOs to open for rec instantly. So it's like, if they just passed this in August, they're really going to wait 2 years to let anyone sell weed? That's
not really any different than New York though.
Well, that's
New York
exactly what I was going to say.
recreational and gave no one a license, including the MSOs that were already selling.
And
Same
now
thing for Boston, for Massachusetts. So
right. Oh, right. And
you're just used to specifically how Jersey did it, which was we're flipping rec. The people that already exist can sell. A lot of states kind of hold everyone hostage. They just make it rec so that it's not illegal. But from a selling standpoint, they're not handing out license yet.
Right. So that's what I was going to say. Like that. My goodness.
Oh, got you.
What is this?
It's rosin. Let it consume you.
I was about to say, when I coughed, I feel like I felt it go through like my fucking blood, all my veins. That's what starts to perpetuate the issues that we see in New York, which is why when I was there, it was really interesting because it's only been a couple months. So everybody's chill. You don't see, it don't look too crazy yet. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, 2025, do they really think that they're just going to sit this whole 2024 coming up and ain't nobody going to go and just try it?
Probably
pretty
not,
bold.
But also they're not New York. Like, you're talking about a major city that's had a very vibrant underground cannabis culture for decades.
That's true.
That's true. Where there's plenty of weed going across the country from Cali to New York already. I'm doubting Minnesota got it like that. I've never been there.
I don't know. I was there and I was a little surprised at what I saw. The Bay in California has always been known to be just very mobile, right? Very active. If something goes down over there, they're going to the streets. Like California don't play when it comes to shit like that. Mm-hmm. And sadly, I personally, I guess maybe I didn't realize in the news, and a friend of mine had told me that they actually, one of the billionaires that is in the news space had sort of did some work to make sure that the news outlets didn't talk so much about where George Floyd happened. Yeah. But it actually happened in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe because, the Freddie situation, there was like some St. Louis, there was a lot of things that were happening during that time frame that I just maybe didn't pay attention to where it actually was from. So when I went there, I did go and see that site. Mm-hmm. And for that to happen in 2020 and the way it looks right now, like as if they just activated that space like yesterday, like it's really, really real. And going there and just sort of sitting with that energy of what was happening, not only was it really, really eerie and really sad, but some of the messaging that you saw, like there's like a gas station that they took over. It was a Speedway. Now it says People's Way.
Oh, really? There
was the unleaded sign and they took out the N, and another sign that says you lead.
Okay.
Tagging wall. Yeah, like they turned, like the corner was turned up. Like it was like, and then there was a huge sign right when you came over and like crossed into the area, and it said like George Floyd, like sanctuary, or like it felt
some level of memorial or
it was a little bit of like memorial mixed with like a purge energy. And I'm like, yeah, these people weren't fucking around when this shit happened.
Yeah.
I felt the energy that wasn't there. And honestly, it just, and then there was a sign that said Minnesota, and it was like the place that you go to fuck around and find out.
So they with the shits, okay.
They are with the shits.
It's too cold to be with the shits out there.
Yo, I mean, listen, if you could be a gangster in ice cold, like you got my fucking respect.
Yeah, more power to you.
But in all honesty, like the diversity there, I was very, very surprised by. Just seeing the THC on the fucking menu was bugged out. And then there's other things there that was pretty cool to see. Like that's where Prince is from.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the Paisley House and some other sites with prints, and then the Mall of America.
Biggest mall in the U.S., yeah.
The biggest mall. So I went to Minnesota and I felt like I did something.
What's the second biggest mall?
It must be the one that's here, right?
Yeah, it's the one. It's by the same people.
I noticed that because it looks exactly the same on the inside. Theirs
is thriving and good,
and ours
is not.
Yeah, it's like fucking crickets in there.
It took like 20 years to build. So.
But yeah, so outside of my Minnesota trip, now we're coming up on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for anyone who celebrates. We have another holiday that's in between there, right?
We got a whole holiday the day before, Green Wednesday, which is the day before Thanksgiving, which is the biggest weed buying day of the year.
Wait, 420 doesn't have more sales?
No.
Really?
People lit for Thanksgiving. I mean, you know how it go down Thanksgiving weekend. So one of the considered the biggest sales day for cannabis in the legal market is Green Wednesday. It's the day before Thanksgiving.
Wow. Okay.
So all the dispensaries are loading up on product. Trust me, I seen the orders. Orders is a little bit bigger for this week.
Yeah.
And last week, getting ready. Also, it's a long holiday, right? So dispensaries don't really have big sales on a Tuesday, Wednesday, right? But now I just told you the biggest weed buying holiday is the Wednesday. Then Thursday's Thanksgiving, they'll be closed, but then Friday is Friday, Saturday, Saturday.
Friday.
So you've got this 5-day run of cannabis and partying and drinking, and people are traveling and moving and shaking.
Yep.
So it's a big weed weekend coming up, and then coincidentally that goes right into MJ Biz Con the following week, right? So yeah, it's going to be a heavy week and a half of blowing it down.
Yeah, big money.
You know what I mean? So, you got to get your lungs right, get your tolerance up. You know what I mean? So
lots of walks with your cousin.
Yeah. Jalen's a new strain, walk with your cousin. So it's gonna be big for the next couple weeks, and we're gonna be all in the mix.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for Vegas. Like I said, I'm excited for us doing the podcast there. Be a change of scenery for us. And then the other thing is that the graduation for MCA is coming up this week too.
Oh yeah. Shout out to MCA.
Yeah, shout out to MCA. I think that this is their third cohort. I'm just so proud of those guys for doing this work. Sometimes it's a little bit thankless. People don't have enough gratitude and appreciate what folks do. I mean, these are really programs that are put together for free. I work at an institution. People pay to go there, and I get paid to teach there.
Yep. And they're making sure Black and brown people get that access for free.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
If you don't know how important it is, watch any MSO in New Jersey try to get their license renewal every year.
Yeah.
The first thing you're gonna hear them say is, "We work with MCA."
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely a big thing.
Yeah, they know who they need to stand alongside to prove that they're doing the work. So. Gratefully, I actually will be delivering their keynote at their graduation. Will? Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, big time. All right, big time.
Education is super important to me. And I actually have one of their students in this particular cohort is one of our future employees at the other side as well.
Shout out to Zach.
So yeah, we're excited to be a part of this ecosystem. And for me, I just feel like that's also part of my contribution. I want these students to feel inspired and feel motivated and take all the information that they've learned in these last, 8 to 10 weeks, however long the program is, and now put it into action. Join this industry and come and add value.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I just did their tour 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Oh yeah, you did, right?
That cohort toured my facility.
How was that experience?
Super dope, man. You know what it is? Sometimes when you do something every day, you become jaded to it. Yeah. So, I'm around thousands of plants every day.
Yeah.
So being in a room of weed isn't necessarily exciting, to me anymore, right? Holding a 10-pound bag of weed isn't that exciting anymore. You've been to some of my girls. So seeing people that don't do that every day or around that every day, and the excitement that comes with that.
They geek out, man.
Yeah, they geek out. It was dope, right? So, and they ask some questions and different things. So that's cool to, walk them into a room that has 1,500 plants within a week of getting harvested, so fully budded out. And you just see the smile come on everybody's face, and they're taking pictures and different stuff. And you're like, all right, it's kind of dope. All right.
Yeah.
Where me, I walk right past the thing and keep it moving. I don't even look.
Yeah.
So no, that was dope. So, we thoroughly in here on this MCA cohort. We in there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brennan and Stan.
Well, listen, that's part of doing the work too, right? Like having, friends that could help you out and get access to places. That's part of all of us, pouring into each other. So shout out to Brendan and Stan. Shout out to MCA, third cohort, graduation tomorrow, November 20th. Big ups to you guys. And I can't wait to see you. I hope some of y'all come in and apply because, the other side is Q1 is going to be looking real good.
And we will be hiring from MCA.
Yes, that's a fact. Just in a sense.
So the other is, some new products coming into the market.
What we got?
Well, Fernway released. So Fernway's now in the market. Lord knows we're doing all the different parties and stuff.
Everything under the sun.
Yeah, everything under the sun. Now they're officially launched in the market, which they're like the number one brand in Massachusetts. So that's cool. They come into our market. We already had the Cookies dispensary open up. That was about a month or two ago.
Is that the one in Harrison?
No, that's the one right by in like East Rutherford, like right by the Giant Stadium. So the actual Cookies dispensary opened. Fernway is launched. Plenty of independent dispensaries have recently launched.
Yeah.
You have some existing brands dropping new products for this holiday season. Seeing this when you start seeing the limited time offer on the different flavors for vapes, for gummies. Frosted sugar cookie flavored and spiced pumpkin flavors. Some more people coming out with rosin and resin to the market, which is big because we need more of that. So, this is like things are starting to kick up in the market, not just from a stores opening standpoint, but also a brands standpoint, and just variety in products. So this is a cool time. Yeah.
It's coming together, man. I just feel like it's been such a long road, but finally we're seeing like what this is starting to look like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just had like 2 more by my house open. So, and I got stuff in the mail from another one. Yeah.
In the mail?
Yeah, I got a mail flyer that was like,
a mailer like the ones I sent out.
Yeah, like we did. It was like, your local dispensary, and it had a coupon on the end of it. It was like 30% off for first-time customer.
Okay.
Sadly, I'd already been to the dispensary, so I didn't get to use it.
Right.
But, no. So it's
30%?
Yeah, well, 30% is your typical employee discount.
Right.
So it's like, that's probably a little bit above their break-even, or it is the break-even margin. So it's like, all right, we can afford to get a new customer in the building and do that break-even percentage.
Right.
And then, there's some fine print in there, so it's probably some little trick with it. I don't know.
You're probably right.
It could be like only our branded products, not third-party products. Like, it's some shit in there. But, no, it was dope. It was good to see because it shows an active ecosystem.
Yes.
It shows, like I'm getting junk mail from value packs to all these different random shit that you get in the mail. So it's dope to get cannabis junk mail too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's like, okay, like this is a regular thing, right? So no, that I just thought that was pretty neat.
Did you see the new numbers that the state just they dropped?
Yeah, that you sent. Yeah.
555 million of recreational sales.
Yeah.
130 something medical. I think it was like 7 and some change total.
Yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
That's almost $1 billion in 1 year in one state.
Yeah, I think the bigger part of that is, what is 1/8, like 16% or whatever? Think of it. If the cannabis industry is bringing in $1 billion, like just in New Jersey, right? Like that's the big part in New Jersey,
right?
A state that only has 8 million people. So just think about how much pass-through and how much economy is coming off of a pretty small population from a state standpoint. You figure only a certain percentage of the people that live in the state actually consume.
Yep.
And you still starting to knock on $1 billion, right?
That's crazy.
which also tells you, more importantly, how much money New York is leaving on the table. Yes. If Jersey, the whole state of Jersey can do that, New York's population in New York City alone is more than New Jersey's. Roughly like 12 million versus Jersey's 8-point-something million. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of money being left on the table in some of these states that just can't seem to get their act together and make it happen. Even states like Pennsylvania's bringing a shitload of money through their medical market. They have a strong medical market, but still, it's not a recreational market.
Right.
And there's plenty of probably Pennsylvania residents coming across the state line that don't have a medical card buying in Jersey, especially down by Philly.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's definitely happening.
Well, it's definitely a reason why Curaleaf has a dispensary right across the bridge from Philly. Think of how much money is just being missed out on with that. And then states, talking about taxes and all these different things, how to give back to the state, road work, fix your highways. Sell cannabis. Make it legal. Like, it's money,
If your state's fucked up, I have a secret of how you can fix it and get some money.
Vote in your local government. Vote in your state government, not just for presidents, right? Because when they start talking about the financials of the state and tax dollars and budgets and where money's going, but y'all don't have a recreational cannabis program to subsidize millions of dollars to your economy, there you go.
That's crazy.
And Jersey lit, too. He just got rid of 280E on the state level.
Yes.
We out here.
Yes.
Big money. Big tax savings.
Oh, thank you for that, Governor Murphy.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah.
For real.
Huge win. But we still need that federal situation to come through. Absolutely. Yeah. But listen, we're going to be like, this is the last time. And then it's going to be 2024. Can you believe we started this goddamn journey in 2022? 2 years later, we're still talking about this?
Yeah, I actually had something pop up on my Facebook the other day. It was that I was tagged in. It was something you posted. And it was like from a year ago. And it was just like, God damn, we've been doing this shit forever.
I know.
Forever.
So,
it's rough though. Hey, when we started this journey, that was 2 companies ago for me on my day job.
Yes.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the 3rd cannabis company I've been with since we started this journey.
Yep.
So it's hard out here. Also want to talk about just people are hiring. If you're out there looking for work, cannabis is hiring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you right now, I done hired 30 plus people in the past 45 days.
Wow.
And we still got openings.
Wow.
And that's just at my company. There's plenty of cannabis jobs out there. I know people talking about, unemployment and people not working and this and this and that. You can't name really another gig that you can walk up off the street, no real credentials, just have a good work ethic, make minimum 16, because I think that's like what a bud tenders in retail might make. But in the facilities, you're talking about minimum 18.
Yeah. So
$16 to $21 right off the street, no credentials, paid time off, paid holidays, benefits. If it's an MSO, it's probably going to be unionized work, right? In an up-and-coming industry.
Yep.
And you're talking about an industry where you can get promoted up to lead, tech 2, supervisor, or manager without having a college degree.
Yep.
There's not many CPG, so consumer products and goods, where you're going to be a manager in a multi-million, billion-dollar company without a college degree.
Right.
Just by sheer work ethic and doing your part. So I'm telling you, a lot of people come up to me and say, how do I get in the cannabis industry? Very simple. Go on Indeed or go on Monster or go on whatever MSO is closest to you's website, go to their careers page and apply. It is plenty of jobs out here.
Yep. It's not difficult.
Because that's like really the number one thing people hit me up on online. Yo, how do I get in the industry? It's easy. Just go to apply online. Yeah. Like, they need money. They need people.
Back in the day, too, I feel like young people in particular, but most people, when they went to go find a job, were way more aggressive about what they did and how they did it. And nowadays, I feel like folks are so lazy, especially like now Indeed has this thing like one click, like you don't even have to open it and do a cover letter. You just like it's the laziest shit ever. And I remember when I was, around 17, 18, and I wanted to work at Foot Locker so bad because I was a sneakerhead. And I knew that was going to be my way to be able to get the sneakers that I wanted, get a discount on them, and also make a little bit on the side doing whatever I got to do, right? That was going to be the great...
You had a plan.
I had a plan.
a serious ass plan for Foot Locker. For
Foot Locker. And I was, I would just apply, fill out the applications in the mall, and like nobody would call me. And it wasn't until I actually went into a store and I asked, like, hey, is a manager here? And it, like a random day that the manager would be there, not like on a weekend or something. And I just talked to her. And I was like, hey, like, I love sneakers, whatever. I just showed her a little bit of my personality, and boom, I got a job like that.
Yeah.
I wish that people would, like, if they'd go into dispensaries and actually say that, like, hey, is there a manager here? And like, for example, we know Drew, right? It just happens to be a retail manager that we happen to know.
Shout out to Drew, Sativa Poppy.
But I'm sure many of the others are like this too, because, everybody's not trying to be a gatekeeper out here. People want to help and support people and put them on. And he's definitely the type of person that if you went in there, he would be super impressed. If you were like, listen, I love cannabis. I don't have a degree, or I don't know like shit about it from a technical standpoint, but I'm a smoke. Like, you gave him some energy. I know that he would be someone who's like, oh yeah, like I just want you to work here just because of your vibe.
Absolutely.
And your passion and your work ethic to your point.
Ethic, right. It's crazy because, so like, for example, the hiring process in Jersey, it might take 5 to 6 weeks because we're going to interview you. We're going to send you out for fingerprints to Identigo or one of them places. You're going to do your fingerprints. It's going to initiate your criminal background checks. So your CBI, that's going to take a couple weeks. After you pass them all, hopefully you haven't lived in too many different states, so the criminal background check
makes it take
don't take too long. And then they're going to come up with an ATC card for you, send it to whoever is hiring you, and then they're gonna call you and bring you in for orientation. That might take 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I could tell you, we lose probably 40 to 50% of people we hire during that process.
Because the process is just too long.
Well, yeah, the reality is, someone that's trying to get this starter level gig can't afford to not make any money for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, so they won't work immediately.
Unless they're just actively just into their unemployment or something like that, or they know they're about to graduate college, or, whatever. So, but like, that just tells you how bad we need people. Yeah. Like, there are plenty of jobs. Like, the sad part is bud tenders are kind of like no different than you're kind of seeing with these fast food jobs where people are just become liquid. Get recycled.
And it shouldn't be that way.
Well, it's not like that. I think some of it is a mentality. It's everyone's not built to do sales, right?
That's true.
Retail's its own thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people walk in with the mentality of like stoner mentality, like, oh, I love weed, I'm gonna go get a weed job. It's like, no, this is a real job.
Yep, and you have to sell this product.
It's a real job. It has benefits. There's unionized, like, it's a real job. Or like, and we deal with that too at the facility level. You get people. I had 2 guys the other week. We did an onboarding. They quit within that first day. So mind you, they went through 5 weeks of onboarding. We got them in there. 5 weeks to get onboarded. We onboarded them, get them in the departments that they signed up to work for, get them in there. One dude walked out at lunchtime. Another dude just didn't come back the next day.
What was the reason?
It's not for me.
Wow.
Because they thought that they was going to be chilling and didn't realize this is an actual 9-to-5 job.
Right.
Like, no, it's work. Like, it's work.
Yep.
Or, people, their whole first week come in late. And you're like, yo, what's going on? Like, you're late every day. Like, oh, well, And it's like, no, I don't. The start time is the start time. This is work, bro.
Right.
Like, we're not playing around.
Everybody's going to be in here high and just kind of strolling when they want.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't work that way.
So we deal with a lot of stuff like that. But, like, to someone that's out there looking for a gig that actually want to work, it's jobs out here.
Yeah.
And,
And they want good people.
And we want good people. We fighting for good people because it's rough out here. It really is. But just know it's not hanging out. Like, I've worked 3 different MSOs, and I know plenty of people that work in the industry. I don't care where you go. It is a job.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and I think I wish that mentality would go away. That's hanging out. Nah, bro. Yeah. This is work.
Yeah. And I will wrap with this. We will be hiring soon. And we have a ton of inquiries already, which is great because I respect everybody's way of doing their hiring. You know, some folks are partnering, some folks are doing job fairs, all that. Yeah. I feel like, already at Sweat, I don't have a tremendous amount of turnover. We've worked with a really good team for a long time, and I pride myself on, creating that kind of work environment. So I want to make sure that we have folks that are going to, want to see a future with us.
Absolutely.
And want to be committed to the brand, and it's not just going to be sort of on a whim. So anyone who thinks that, I've gotten a couple of inquiries that are sort of like fly by night, like, hey, I'm just looking for a job, around the neighborhood, like just like nonchalant. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's not what this is going to be.
That's not this place. There's a lot of dispensaries on Central. Go in there with that nonchalantness. Like, I'm sorry, not at the other side. I want folks who are passionate. Remember we had that event, the young woman who came in here and she said, I'm in school right now, I'm graduating, and you guys are the place that I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Resonate with you. Love the kind of customer service, love the brands, like, you got to have
interested in the products.
Exactly. You have to have the type of, bud tenders. They're the most important part of our business.
Yeah. They're the forward face, that's what you're going to encounter when you come in.
Yep.
It's really important. I think the other part is, we don't plan to have a large team, a good sized team to do the job. But we want passionate people and that are passionate also about the other side, the dispensary, not just weed. Of just like, I plan to do good things for the people that work for me.
Yeah.
Right. As I do even running, in an MSO, between merch, between products, between discounts, between family meals and different things. We want to do things and give back to our employees.
Right.
And the opposite side of that is in tune. We expect our employees to be part of the mission and understand what we're trying to build. And I think that resonates when you go into places where people really believe in the products they have, and really like have a love for what they're doing and for what they're selling. So
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. So until next time, we will see you guys in Vegas, and I guess that's all we got. What is it? Do good,
be well,
get high.
Hey, we did it.
We still fucked it up. We fucked it up. It's okay.
Oh. All right.